8:15 a.m. Again, 8:15 a.m. We're to have a high temperature today of 66 degrees, whereas our average temperature for this time of year is approximately around 80 degrees. We have quite a little bit of moisture in the air this morning. Possibilities of pop-up showers. It's kind of misting out here currently. But we are to have a decrease in clouds with expectations of a little bit more in the way of sunshine today. But still with only the high temperature of around 66 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very windy out here this morning. And like I said, it is misting out here. But who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just put a smile on your face and let's think about sunny weather. But the sky and the weather is not really on my mind today. I am going to try to create a little bit of a, I don't want to say special presentation, but more a presentation of explanation, of which my explanation is still very confusing. Now I woke up at, well, I'll just say that when I woke up this morning and walked out into the kitchen and looked at the time on the microwave oven, it stated 4:44 a.m. 4 times 3, 444, is 12. You take the number 12, bisect it to where it is 1 and 2. So 1 plus 2 equals 3, and 3 is half of 33 when you double that number of 3. Freemasonry. And I have some new information, and it's too bad that more people have not tuned into yesterday's edited presentation, if you will. But I want to thank my friend down in Australia, David, aka Happy Joy Joy, for watching and commenting. It's always appreciated. But I have some disturbing, I don't want to say facts, but let's just say features of information that I would like to share that has gotten me, wow, quite perplexed within my thoughts. Now, I'm not one for mathematics. Never have been. I've failed the subject in high school numerous times. That pre-algebra and algebra. Yet geometry, as well as degrees and angles pertaining to degrees and all that, seems to come rather natural to me. Same with identifying patterns. Now, I have just recently gotten into what is known as the Fibonacci code. And once I actually seen the numbers involved in the Fibonacci code, I came upon the realization that, hey, you know what? Many of these numbers are the same numbers that I used to put down whenever, once in a blue moon, that I would happen to buy a lottery ticket for such things as the Powerball or Mega Millions drawing or whatever type of state or national sponsored lottery. I have once again realized that the numbers that I used to use, very rarely, because, well, if I'm going to gamble, I like to do it like right now and wait for results, okay? But numerology, okay, and I just kind of glossed over a thought, but numerology is much more seemingly my cup of tea, especially that when it comes down to what many claim are angel numbers, or basically just numbers of repetition, such as 444, like what I spoke of pertaining to this morning's time. Now then, I'm going to try to incorporate some screenshots into this recording, or this video, shall I say. I'm not sure how I'm going to format this yet, but this morning, after, well, a few minutes of waking up, for some reason I decided, okay, I'm going to click onto YouTube. A video came up and I basically have watched approximately half of that video. And of course this has to do with the Society of Secrets, or otherwise the Freemasons. And when I speak of the Society of Secrets, once again, I'm not talking about your simple Freemasonry of construction or the arts or literature or what have you. No, I'm talking of beyond that 33-degree level. Now personally, I feel that throughout my lifetime, and here just recently, that I have actually self-promoted my own rankings within that society to, well, I'll just be relatively low with my estimations, to where basically I'm more likely halfway to that 33-degree level with having no knowledge nor experience with that society that I am aware of, at least in this lifetime. But for some reason, throughout my whole life, I've been guided more and more towards information that relates to said society. I've got a playlist through my channel called The Dark Knights. Very, very important information. And now I've added, even though I have only gotten halfway into this video, I have already included it into that playlist of The Dark Knights. Once you get past that 33-degree level, there's still another 66 levels to go. But you are involving dark arts, sorcery, and many other things. Well, I've had my own viewpoints over the Bible for many, many, many years. My own personal thoughts and opinions over many of the stories in the Bible, including that of Jesus. And I have brought forth many times my thoughts pertaining to the creation of that person or character known as Jesus. And I've been speaking here lately about the clouds and Jesus. Well, this video that I will be providing a link down in the description speaks about exactly what I have been trying to state about clouds, religion, prophecy, and Jesus. Yes, buddy, I know. I see you, buddy, okay? I see you. I see you. Yeah, we're kind of waiting on the chickens to come up. Go ahead, jump on up. I don't know why he's gotten into that. So anyways, I have taken some screenshots, which, well, of course I included a couple in yesterday's video. But I'm going to provide some screenshots taken from my channel as far as my video content that I have been sharing. Because within this video, and this came out quite a while ago, but it made me go back into my content to a specific date. And there was a specific time as well, but if I was recording at that specific time upon that specific date that has already come to pass, I was probably out here. Because some of my content from that day kind of got, well, a little bit out of chronological ordering. Yeah, buddy, I know. He's up here trying to caress my face now. You're getting that much closer to me, aren't you? Yeah. So anyways, this date that was brought up within this video that I would like it if you were to go to that as a suggested watch. But you know, when it comes down to these videos within my Dark Nights playlist, they are lengthy. Most generally right around an hour or better in length. But of course, great content, great information, and the information that I have gleaned so far from this recent video pertaining to a date was that of June 6th of this year, and which I actually came out with a video beginning that day, 6, 6, and 6. And there's specific numbers that have been made mention of within the content of the Freemasons. Numbers pertaining to 8 and 22. For over the last year, the number 22, or a variation, 222, has been popping up. And I think it was my video of 6, 6, and 6 that it was 12 minutes and 12 seconds long. 12 and 12 is 24. And when you decide, okay, 12 and 12, you got that number twice, so you minus 2 and you get 22. 8, well, I recorded back on May 11th this 8-sided diamond in the sky. Okay, now when it comes down to the skull of the human body, you have 24 bones, or 22 bones. 8 in the cranium, and then the rest of the skull, the jaw and whatnot, 14. So together, 22. 22 has never really been one of my numbers, rather 21. And I won't go any further into that, but numerology is really starting to ramp up within importance in my life. And because of this 6, 6, and 6 date, and somehow being linked in with the story of Jesus' birth, or his creation, shall we say, you know, it just kind of blends in right completely with what I have been trying to tell people for years and years and years. And once again, you know, within this recording, at some point, yeah, the screenshots will be showing up. They have not already been being shown. All right, so furthermore, as far as on that date of June 6th of this year, Well, there was some other content that I came out with. And again, there's some interesting factors to it because, well, one of my videos that I came out with on that day had to do with a specific bird that flew over my head. And, well, that's gotten 220 views. Oh, there's that number, 22 again, 220 views, 22. Okay, and then the video that I made after that, well, as far as the content thereof, once again, it all, revolves around the same scenario of which I am referencing. And it's very crazy. I don't know really what to make of it. But then, one more thing, who knows, I might add on to this. But one more thing to take away is the factor that there's a message within this that speaks of God being within you. Much like I have made the exclamation and pointed out that there are no other gods before me. Okay? I will not bow down and in worship to any god, man, beast, nor machine, or otherwise. And I guess that would mean NHIs, possibly? Aliens, if you will. But these supposedly, within that video, through that link in the description, a lot of you might have a tough time with this, but this is in reference to Jesus's autobiography. In other words, he actually took pen to paper, if you will. Okay? And that is something that I have always posed a question over. Why is it that everybody else was writing about Jesus, but they waited 30 to 60 years to write these stories about him? Why didn't Jesus just go ahead and write about himself? Because after all, he was well schooled according to, the biblical words. He was very well trained. Well, apparently he did decide to write some things down himself. And it is just what I have claimed for many years. Strange. Very, very strange. Now, once again, I've been sitting here crouched down, feet falling asleep because of my positioning, due to him being on my leg. And we are waiting for the chickens, which they are way back here on this property to where their chicken coop or hen house is. I'm surprised they have not wandered up this way yet. But I think I'm going to call them because I still have to feed the birds yet. They've been kind of griping and groaning that they want some seed. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and try to get their attention real quick. I didn't really want to include a bunch of nonsensical nature or woodland content, but seeing as how we're out here, I'm not seeing them now. Oh, I might just go ahead and just toss some seed out and leave it for them. What? Are you looking for them too? Huh? No, you can't climb back up, okay? We'll go ahead and put some seed out for them. Oh, nope. Yeah, I think that's what I will do. I'm going to go ahead and just... He's really wanting to spend some time with me. Well, they have brush hog mowed out here. Come on, buddy. Come on. We're going to put some seed out for these chickens and birds. So, anyways, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and Well, we'll just put it on pause for right now. I'm going to feed the birds. Yeah, I can hear the chickens. Oh my God, they know I'm headed up there. But already, many of the cats have already finished. They're crunching and munching. There's a lot of food still left out here, which of course will draw the attention of the blue jays. And oh, we got us a jet aircraft flying over, or oh, maybe that's an airliner. Oh, can we get out here in time? No, I think it's already passed on over. It must be a departure from Grand Rapids. Well, bumper drag. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, let's get back up here and take care of these birds. And that way we can go ahead and get this content edited and posted. And I can carry out the rest of this day as I see fit. Alrighty, well, I'm not sure how soon he'll pop down. But anyways, yeah, I just put seed in, and while I was putting the seed in, blue jay flew up overhead. More than likely I'll have to back off a little bit in order for it to actually come up into the crotch of this tree here where the seed is placed. And yeah, I'm hearing starlings out here. Yep, they're out here doing their little sounds, and apparently planning on having cat food for breakfast. Well, I gotta tell you people, I've been coming across just radical information that has been paralleling so much that I have learned throughout my life due to the variety of my interests. Many times not even really my interest, it's just been connections being made, and we have these, epiphany moments that just, wow, and, oh, yeah, okay, so we do have blue jay that's back here above the canopy over feeding station number 2 back here, more than likely. Okay, you can hear them back here. I'm going to step aside just a little bit, and I imagine that at any given point in time it will fly right on over here to the tree for some seed. And of course they will more likely do that throughout the morning hours of going back and forth from seed to, I just say feed, and that's pertaining to the cat food. Oh, I was going to, oh, okay. So yeah, we got the blue jays back here, feeding station number 1 that's going down for the cat food. But of course I'll walk over here, point the camera at them. And I really feel that they just don't like this device being pointed at them. There we go. Another one just flew on down. But we're working on already going. Oh, there we go. Right on over. Yeah, I knew if I would have been standing over here where I was that we could have gotten a nice recording of the flyover from location to location. I did that the other day. Got a pretty decent recording of it being mid-flight coming on over. But I guess I will go ahead and end this, and well, however it turns out, it turns out. But this is basically my morning content. If we do get a clearing to the sky later on, with any, recordable sites worthy of sharing, I shall do my best to record and share. And of course, we can hear the cardinal back here that is keeping an eye on me, singing back here, but keeping an eye on me. More likely waiting for me to depart the woods so I can come up. Which I don't blame the birds anymore because of the factor of the cats being up here causing issues when I've been trying to have my little interactions with the birds. But, well, I do believe that a lot of that has now, I don't want to say has been remedied. No, just had a blue, and off it flies. Got another one that's just come up. But anyways, I think the cats are finally getting the idea that if they want to hang out with me, it's going to be back here around feeding station number 3, nearby where I feed the chickens. But anyway, so we don't have good lighting out here, not getting a very decent recording, so we are going to go ahead and end this. And I'll do the best that I can with my editing. Alright, thanks for watching. The Skywise out.